1 in 8 preschoolers are obese. Children who are obese as preschoolers are at a risk to be overweight as adults 5 times more as normal weight children. Parents need to become more active with presenting obesity. Children who are obese tend to have self-esteem problems and major health problems as they grow into teens and adults. Everyone has a role to play in order to help these children prevent obesity, and we must play our roles effectively. Let's begin with talking about some of the problems caused by obesity. Obese children may experience immediate health consequences that can lead to weight related problems later in life, if it does not affect them already. There are several health issues that can affect these children. Heart disease and stroke are one of the most common health issues linked in obesity. Fatty materials on their inner walls become present 10 times more often in obese people than those who are not. Coronary artery disease is also more present because fatty deposits build up in the arteries that supply to the heart. Narrow arteries are reduced. Blood flow to the heart can cause chest pain and heart attacks. Blood clots can form due to narrow arteries, which can ultimately lead to strokes. Most people who have type 2 diabetes are overweight or have been obese at some point in their life. This type of diabetes was normally found in just adults, but is becoming more common within children. Excessive fat begins to appear and disrupt various functions. A lot of this can promote insulin resistance. Obesity causes hormones that are used to regulate blood sugar. When that happens, the sugar becomes elevated and dramatically increases the risk of diabetes. Some people might not even know this, but sleep apnea and respiration problems can be caused from being overweight. Sleep apnea causes people to stop breathing for periods at a time, also interrupting sleep throughout the night, which causes weariness during the day and heavy snoring. Respiratory problems are due to added weight on the chest wall, squeezing the lungs, causing restricted breathing. Overweight people also faces social discrimination. This is not a physical health issue, but it does affect some people mentally. This too can be a grand problem for those with low self-esteem issues. We live in a society where the ideal of physical attractiveness is to be thin, so those who aren't frequently suffer disadvantages. The stress of this can cause low self-esteem, which in return can hinder academic and social functions and persist into adulthood. Overweight people are often blamed for their conditions and considered to be overweight or weak-willed, which is not necessarily true at all. Something you might not know that is common for obese people is that they have a lower income than the average weight individual. This is because employees feel as though overweight people cannot do their job that good because they might be lazy, which is discrimination. It's not fair at all. Some of these health issues might seem to scare some, but not everyone who is overweight has this problem, but it does not make you any healthier. Now let's talk about ways to prevent obesity and get better. 1/3 of American children are considered to be overweight or obese. I don't know about you guys, but that is a very alarming number. There must be things that we can do to lower that number, and there is several different ways to help prevent obesity in children. Everyone is here listening right now, and they have a role to play. If you work for the federal government or state or local office or know someone who does, you can help. You can provide training and resources for parents, children care centers, and communities to help prevent child obesity. They can fundraise research to investigate the causes and effects of obesity to help identify problems and how to fix them. You can fund programs that promote healthy eating and physical activities. You can help local schools open up gyms, playgrounds, sport fields during non-school hours so children can play safely. Also, you can help provide access to safe water in places such as community parks, child care centers, school, and recreation areas. But let's say you're a doctor or a nurse, you are a part of this movement as well. Doctors can measure the children's weight, height, and body mass. Parents, counsel your physicians about your children. Uh, Family members, you should also help with the nutrition. Parents, guardians, and grandparents, you all play an important role as well because you are the people that your child is in their care the most often. And some things that you can do is serve fruits and vegetables and good snacks and meals to your kids daily. Be a good role model for your kids, which means if they can't eat chips, you don't eat chips. If you want them to eat the vegetables, you eat your vegetables. And make sure water is available for them all the time. That way they don't have to drink cold drinks because that's not good. Limit the amount of time they spend watching TV or playing on the computer. Support them and encourage them to be active physically every single day. It'll help if you get them involved with sports. Now let's make a quick recap on everything that we have talked about. Obesity is not something that we want for our children, and I'm sure you don't either. So let's all play our roles from this day forward so we can see those numbers go down and see healthier children grow up. Some of the problems caused from obesity is heart disease, sleep apnea, respiratory problems, diabetes, cancer, joint pressure, and high blood pressures, and asthma. Some of these problems we didn't even talk about, but there are plenty more. There was many different solutions that we discussed, and the most important is be a good role model for children who are watching. You might not think kids are watching, but they're always watching. This might seem like a hard task for just one person, but with everybody playing their role, I promise you everything will get better. Just keep the main goal in mind, and doing so, we will watch our kids get fit, and everything else will fall in place. I just want to thank everyone who listened to me, and I hope I have said something that that will help